Hello everyone, my name is Jess James and I work for the Exmoor Youth Project. At the moment we are in the run-up to Easter. In fact, we're in the week leading up to Easter that lots of Christians call Holy Week. And this is the last week of Lent too, and it got me thinking a lot about sacrifice. I don't know how much you know about the season of Lent, but during this season, lots of Christians decide to give something up. It's a season of sacrifice, of letting stuff go, of reflecting, saying sorry, just taking some time really. And it starts on Pancake Day, also known as Shrove Tuesday. That's the very last day before, and then from the Wednesday until Easter Sunday, that is when Christians celebrate or practice Lent. And I was thinking actually this year we have sacrificed a lot. And I was thinking what sacrifice meant. Sacrifice is something that is hard. It's giving up something that we're going to find difficult. It's something of value that we give up, something that, you know, we enjoy, something that we like. And it normally benefits us or somebody else because of that sacrifice. And I was thinking of all the ways that we have sacrificed things in this past year. This past year has been a really weird one. And so I'd like to just ask you the question, what does sacrifice look like to you? Another question, what have you had to sacrifice this year? COVID has been hard. It's been a real challenge. Lockdown has meant us giving up, sacrificing just so much. We've sacrificed going to school. We've sacrificed meeting up with our friends. We've even had to give up just going to the supermarket with our parents. We've sacrificed being able to go on a walk with someone for a lot of it. There's been, you know, we've been encouraged to not meet up with other people. And I said a moment ago that actually sacrifice is giving up something that we like, or that we're going to find hard to give up, but for the benefit of others. And the benefit of us doing this hard year of giving stuff up has been to keep people safe. It has been to reduce the pressure on the NHS and to keep our family safe. It has been not passing the virus on to our grands or granddads. It's been really hard, and I know that we have sacrificed a lot. And it made me think of a story actually, and it's the story that we think of when we think of the season of Lent, and that is Jesus spending time in the wilderness. And he is in the desert for 40 days and 40 nights, and one of the religious practices was to fast, which means to go without food or drink. And he was really tempted. It was a really hard time. He chose to go to the desert for that amount of time as a sacrifice, to take that time out and to reflect. And I think for a lot of us, it has really felt like we've been walking in the wilderness this past year. I think we've all felt lost at times. Perhaps you've felt a real loss of control, a loss of direction. We've been watching the news every week for the next update to tell us what we're allowed to do or not allowed to do, to see which restrictions have been lifted. I'm sure lots of you have been unsure about exams and what that's going to look like. Others of you have moved up this year to this new school and you haven't had the same experience as the people last year will have had. We've all felt really lost. Some of us haven't seen different members of our family. We haven't been able to see our friends. So it can be a bit like we've been walking in the wilderness. Got another question for you. What has made you feel lost this year? Just have a think. You don't have to share, but you could talk to your other classmates if you want to. What has made you feel lost this year? I have some good news though. We might have felt lost this year, but there is hope. Now, another question that maybe is a bit more jolly. What brings you hope? What things bring you hope? We're going to watch a short video now, and this is from someone called Patrick, and he works for Danesfield School as a chaplain, but also another school in Taunton, and he has shared a little bit about what hope is to him, and so I'm just going to share that now.
Hi, I hope you're well. I hope your family is healthy. I hope that you're not too stressed. I've been thinking a lot about hope recently. Now, hope is one of those things that's so important to us as a species. You know, hope is the thing that keeps us going when things are difficult. Hope springs eternal. Hope floats. Whatever that means. But we all have a lot of hopes. I hope that my car will start. I hope that there will be toilet paper in the cubicle. I hope. But hope can be a difficult thing as well. If our hopes are raised and then dashed again, then we can start to struggle. If we start to lose hope, things become very, very difficult indeed. When we go through that cycle of hoping and losing hope, hoping and losing hope, things become hard. It becomes hard to keep going. Now the Bible sees this. It says hope deferred makes the heart sick. And we can see that, can't we? When we go through that cycle of hoping and losing and hoping and losing, then it starts to impact us really hard. And we can despair, which is where we have absolutely no hope anymore at all. Now the Bible tells us, put your hope in God. Now you might say, oh Patrick, I don't believe what you believe, and I know, I understand. But the point is this, as far as the Bible is concerned, God is a certainty. The Bible says God will never leave you nor forsake you. God is certain. And when you start to put your hope in a certainty, well then you're onto a winner. You see, if you put your hope in the sun rising tomorrow, it's going to happen. If you put your hope in a certainty, then you find your hopes going in the right direction. So when we start to struggle with hope and start to lose hope, well, we look around ourselves and we say, well, what is certain? What can I put my hope in that is certain? We don't know when lockdown is going to end. We don't know when this pandemic is going to be over, but we know this. It will not last forever. And we can be certain of that.
So as I said a moment ago, obviously we are coming up to Easter. Easter is this coming Sunday, and I'm sure that you are all very excited about getting your hands on as much chocolate as possible and eating that until you feel slightly sick, because that's what we do at Easter. But also there's another reason that Easter is important to us, and for Christians that's because they believe that Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice. I'm sure not lots of you know the Easter story, that Jesus died on Good Friday, and Christians believe he rose again on Easter Sunday, and that is what we celebrate this weekend as Christians. That Jesus was a sacrifice. He sacrificed himself so that his people could have hope. They could have the promise of a better life because of this act of sacrifice that he did. We are at the beginning of spring, and I'm sure lots of you might have this as your favourite season. It's beautiful. The winter is disappearing, the colder nights and days are behind us, and we're seeing new things. The clocks have just sprung forward. There's just loads of daffodils around and new life, and we're thinking of lambs and chicks and all those classic Eastery springtime things. It's a promise, isn't it? There's the promise and the hope that comes with this new excitement, this new season. And it's almost like everything dies in the winter. We get a bit of a time out. There's not really any leaves on lots of the trees, and the flowers sort of die out. But in this season, we get this new hope, this new life, this new creation, new stuff to just enjoy around us. And we've got lots of things that have brought us hope over the past few weeks and months. I'm sure the vaccine has brought hope to many people. You guys have all been able to return to school, and as much as that might not be exactly what you want, I'm sure it is nice because you get to see other people and you get that routine back. It's something that we know, something that's familiar. And we're able to meet up with friends. In a couple of weeks we'll be able to spend more time with people, even sit outside and have a coffee or a hot chocolate, be able to go to the beach with a couple of friends again. Whatever it is, things are starting to come back again, and we can slowly start to enjoy that. We still have a lot to be hopeful for, and so I guess that's what I'd like you to think about over this Easter weekend. Just going to finish by playing a song that I'm sure lots of you will know. It's called Rise Up, and we're going to put some pictures over the top of that music of what people think hope is, where people find their hope. So I'm just going to leave you with that now. Have a lovely Easter.
You're broken down and tired of living life on the merry-go-round, and you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out. Move mountains, we gon' walk it out, and move mountains. And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, I like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again. The silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's chest, they're getting hard to breathe. And I know you feel like dying.